Wall is literally the worst thing in the universe, but it's fairly quick. Look how far forward the players on Vitality have always managed to get. The utility, though, fantastic. Garners an extra kill. Still haven't managed to cross into the site yet. Could have utilized the drone just to be safe, but that spot is clear.
It's one thing to keep an eye on as the game goes on. Malzy's usage of Deadlock. Picks going back and forth with low HP on some Vitality members. They need to step it up.
I agree that maybe we haven't seen the most of it on this map, but what I like about it is your opponents are running double Sentinel. They're going to be placing a lot of utility that you can destroy with those salvos. So it's a piece I want to keep an eye on. Spot. They've already managed to catch out one with the net, but 20 seconds left to make their move into the site. The salvos are going to delay them. Nice work from Governor. That's the rifle on the ground, but they still have to try and get past Safe, who's been lurking within this position, taking a little bit of damage, but mostly acting as a bit of a distraction. The rifles are in combination with the trip. It just makes things awkward for aggressive plays. And you look at the composition that's there, it is going to rely on fairly aggressive plays. The fact is, though, already adapting. An important opener, an impactful one. Fluorescent doesn't have the other part of Blore alongside her in this case, as he'll be on the Sentinel. And Durka, has he slipped the net? I think he has. A complete surprise for Batu.
Yeah, the fact that there's some reinvestments from Vitality into heavier rifles, they've managed their economy so well to give them a real chance in this round that's now being converted into a 5 versus 3. Apeks, they've looked for this control on middle to defeat the aggressive pushes of Vitality of that deep space, and none of it's really worked out for them so far, so they go to a more direct early game, try to pressure that A control out of Vitality's hands, but the second player
in this sort of round, it's not bad. You have to bear in mind they have some weaker weapons, a few pieces missing, and while you buy contact with a piece of utility, you better be ready for the contact. Not ideal. Again, a player advantage garnered by the side of Apeks as they make it into the A site.
And 2 rifles retrieved as well, so these players that come in with lots of weaknesses are now armed to the teeth, and Zivov, he gets away with that, but one stray shot would take him down. He has made this impossible situation for Vitality a bit more palatable. Durka walking all the way around, and it's just now being watched. Avova diverted his attention at the right moment. But it's still Durka that they're dealing with. Malzy, though.
It's going to take as much space, get as much information as possible. They know that Zivov is here. He would just about be able to escape, but can he escape Floor? Yeah, yes, he can.
Well, especially with Kicks by his side.
He's flying.
This guy is off to a flying start. 3-1 on the scoreboard, 7-1. For him, he's finally put to bed by Batu, creeping his way up through the tree, but the rotations are in from Vitality. They've got 2 with a third very close by, while one's just being snatched out from under them. May look to deny that, but plenty of players being drawn out into the open as a result. It's Malzy all by himself. Now in a firing line, looking to execute the leader on the other side, but time is ticking. Oh, and Malzy's hitting, but Durka returns fire. 3 from the IGL of Apeks, but it's not enough.
Yeah, Durka was the low one as well. Like, it constantly tickled away. B-main, they're just jiggle peeking it.
They've seen a few times that Les has been the player moving to top mid, that it's been, whether they know it's the Yoru or not, that the rotational play on B has been there. Well, 30 seconds, and Salvo's coming online soon for Safe. I believe we're going to need to see a quick,
good paranoia.
In fact, they were just used, right?
Good paranoia, but they don't clear him anyway. Somehow he survived in the back corner. Fluorescent's done well, but there's an immediate trade from Safe, and well, this leaves it all onto Avova. 15-second spike on the ground. This is impossible. There's absolutely no way that he comes out of this one alive. The cross being held, and the second they hit the stats.
Stun in, there was no need. They had numbers, they had the weaponry, they certainly had the utility to bring it across the line. The same util from Malzy, and actually the trade again found.
By the looks of it, they have been able to retrieve the one gun. Re-aggression, though, is sublime. Good trade, at least one for Governor, but
boxes ticked and less waiting, biding his time. A Safe comes in from above. They can blitz this one together. It's a little sloppy, but they get there in the end. Vitality are looking clean, and let's not forget, much like in that Fnatic game, this is Apex's map pick, but it's off to a terrible start. Yeah, God, it's been a bit of a struggle to get that mid control with Vitality looking to dump in sometimes, and it looks like, again, they would go for the same play, but 2 are caught, and Malzy's quick to punish, pops the ult and gets shut down immediately. Safe and Zivov taking full control, and this is what we're talking about. Whether it's early round or late, Vitality, when they decide they want that mid control, they get it almost every time. TP taken. Oh, and Batu's connected a double. With the spike down now, and a 2v2, this is suddenly winnable.
Batu will be caught. But he's at least like Sivov is going to be difficult. The time's in his favor, but now they know exactly where he is. Paranoia going to be utilized, but he's already being closed down, and they will clear him without too much trouble. There'll be plenty of time for that defusal as well, and again in the retakes, Vitality are doing a stellar. Under pressure, they know exactly where he is, just about escapes with his life. Again, this dimensional drift used to try and clear. They've got them held off. Armageddon thrown through, but I don't think it will connect onto anybody. In fact, they're going to follow it down. A nice kill already onto Governor, though. They still have problems of this backline being stacked up, and Let's just going nuclear at the backlines. Only one stands. Might be the one you want, but I don't see any chance here.
Great play by Les, and you can see for the best they can get here on the attack. They've still to contend with this off that so far has just been having a field day. Dirk is 8-2. It feels like every opportunity he's given, he connects. And even though the drone saw him, it was just a little bit too late.
Rude. Well, it's also just the way he's playing is, I am better than the players on the other side. I will take bigger risks. I will make bigger plays. Batu's done well, though.
That avenue, but look at the super late play from Avova. We're catching him here from POV, and there's two players coming short, but he's looked the wrong way. That timing couldn't be worse, and it is a strange timing, I suppose, for them to be walking up short.
Yeah, they were all grouping up together. Had to wait out the barrier that was placed, but now go in with an advantage. Batu's still behind, but it is definitely being expected right now, and already the salvos are going to make things incredibly awkward. It may not kill off Molzy, but his teammate's been lost in response, trying to hold the line. But again, we talk about these stellar retakes coming through from the side of Vitality. They are making this look very...
And he's sticking around. Now, they shouldn't expect him to still be here.
Except for the fact he's already done this once.
It's so late into the round. That's really the confusing factor. But yeah, indeed, they are still ready for it. The trade comes in at least. So the first step from Apeks is going very well. Oh, I love this from Batu. Repositions on point, and he knows there's one close by. The stun gives away the position, but Safe won't give away the kill.
And this time, and just trying to dodge the bullets within. The only goal from him really is to buy time. I like this. Kicks has joined him. Flash through together. Easy pick. That's the spike on the deck. They now have to push forward to try and grab it, and it will be retrieved, trying to bait them back in. But now the full force of Vitality is ready and waiting. Well,
constantly falling into the defender's hands. And a 10-1 for your own map pick. This is about as poor of a start as you could get. Now, an opening duel for Governor, and this time not traded out. It gives Apeks the man advantage to work with.
Oh, timing. Looked like it could be problematic. Not going to connect with the... Oh, it was just used to clear the corner, but found absolutely nothing. Governor's doing well. Maybe the Guardian is his weapon of choice, hoping for a little bit more, but kicks just again. I think this has to be one of the best individual performances we've seen from him. Just really running riot within the server. Avova is expected. Sivov is watching. They're trying to force these players out of the corner. We're going to see the null command utilized, but eventually runs out. Flash even used to try and help out, but Kix is watching. Sivov holds, and Mitch, oh wow. They're going to get caught by some of it. Spam coming through. It's done damage, but it's not found a pick. Eventually, there we go.
Blind fire works, but once they've got sight lines, it's a different story. You know, hoping there's a mistake made from Vitality, but so far, that has not been what we've seen. This team's been playing this to perfection. Molzy's able to isolate one. Avova in with a double, and hold on. It's not over yet. It's Safe left to do it all, and he's put in the dirt. Avova and Molzy in the clutch. Fired up. I think he screamed almost as loud as Pipson when they win a round or lose one. And that's a good sign to see early on. We want to see Apeks get confident because, again, even if this map does seem like it's a long way out of reach, you got to take it one step at a time, and it will benefit you moving into the next map to have that little bit of a mental reset. Vitality, oh, well, they're putting up some fight here. It's a 2v3, but the weaponry for Apeks makes this a bit more difficult than the clutch that we saw in just the previous round. Good spam from Batu, a little bit more damage connected.
30 seconds
and both
left.
players having dropped down, full rotations in from Apeks. They should all be here, but Kix has got another. Finally, he's put to bed, but safe now in a 1v1. He knows where he is. Not like this for Apeks! Oh! It was...
I've just said the words Berlin and sun, but it exists, and it's happening right now.
Oh, trust me, Tom, by the end of this month, you're going to wish that you didn't see the sun. You didn't know what it looked like.
On an immediate rotation will put Floor into the mix. Attempt to try and support the Paranoia is perfect, though, and it just is completely synergized from the side of Vitality. This is more like they're running drills rather than actually like executing versus a team.
The dry runs on site have worked so far. The dry runs on mid that they had even better in the last half. All back and indeed try to make this a bit more costly for their opposition, waiting for a piece of utility. The smoke goes out though. Oh, that's great. If they flash, there'd be a Paranoia coming right back towards them. Instead, they create a little tunnel to escape out of an Avova. I don't think he's getting away with this one. Play spread out in the early fights. Sometimes it's Durka on his own, but a lot, and sometimes in a main as well. One or two players are taking those duels. But the difference is now they're together. They can group up, and when they were...
They used their Paranoia to almost go, hey, look, we're executing, and then he's just used his ult to try and catch them as they run through. Zero impact from the one ultimate that they had in this round, and now it comes down to the pistols. Molzy does well, Governor the same. They're still needing quite a bit more, though, with two players standing, and
they've done so well when they were the ones retaking. See if they can hold control the same. A problem perhaps with the spike being behind Jenny. They had to take the fight. Zivov swings wide, but Governor's there to greet him. And another round for Apeks. Makes it 8 in a row needed.
Already they're going to look to put the pressure on here immediately. The second the drone gets the catch, there's not really anywhere, in fact, for Governor to go. He's done well. Getting anything from this position, I feel like he should have been gone, but no, Governor survives, and there's Fluorescent to help.
Yeah, and then the ult from Durka, eventually he comes out of that dimension, and well, he's sent right back to it. Malzy with a double to close us out.
As well, I think that if Vitality managed to win this round, we have some serious questions to ask of Apeks. Then again, though, Durka's made into the site without too many problems. The rest of the team a little bit further behind. Sivov's done well. Kix has found another. That said, there were 3 players in this site with off angles. They all got caught, and the rotation's being watched as well by Les. Okay, it's a bit messy, but the job has been done. Batu now to try and save the day. First is easy. The next 2, not so much.
That he saw him with the reveal and went, I'm going to jump right in front of him. Oh, he won't hit me. Well, he has. Batu with a chance to keep this team alive. The smoke goes down as he hunts down that extra kill, and they just fade away. Into the shadows goes Zivov. No! The time is running low, and he doesn't know where Zivov is, and even now, what can he do? The spike is set to explode. Masterful conclusion to this map.
Have been doing the job well.
Yeah, I think especially Malzy, and you look at a map like this, obviously his Deadlock last map, some good ideas, but the execution perhaps leaving them wanting at times. He's the one that's damaged, with Zivov being the one to swing off of it.
Paranoia
The wall goes down. The players are spotted. The stun is perfect. Salvo's fired in, and no chance to reaggress. Time running down. They try to take space on C, but Les is, of course, still waiting. Even gets himself an upgrade. Now moving back to the B site, but wall is up. They have to walk right through it, and Safe is the one waiting for them. Doesn't quite dodge the flash, and Fluorescent picks up a double. This is looking dangerous, and 3-piece with a knife to finish it off. Apeks.
Les almost completely out of the action, maybe hoping a few spam shots from the Ghost can do some damage. Instead, it's Durka to take that aggressive positioning. Les has already managed to find a second? I don't know how his Ghost is already doing this much damage, but definitely making things dangerous. Bear in mind, the main goal is to hold on to those rifles at least, at a minimum. But with 12 seconds left, somehow this looks possible. An easy kill onto Safe leaves Sivo alone. Again, another drop. This is starting to get very scary. This man is ever dangerous with the classic and even hits the shot. Maybe I'd edge it to Chronicle just because of experience.
He was good on split with that classic. It was causing mayhem. Big old front Fluorescent, my goodness! I thought maybe a flash, maybe just the information for the teammate, something. But
can I get an instant replay of the sound that Mitch just made, please?
Not again.
Someone check on Safe's desk. He's going to be very annoyed by that one, because I would be. What is this round? What is going on? Les has just walked and been shot from above. Kicks now back in position once again to try and...
here, but they're waiting for someone to step out of line. Malzy almost did. Governor's been spotted while information, but look at the cost. Seavoff
be adding two.
Damn it. Well, 3-0 start. Durka's not happy about that, but he doesn't have anything to say. Malzy with another opening duel against him. Les is the one to trade it back. Found another.
They made him angry.
Les with a pistol is popping off in every fight he's given.
Ores and orb emitting.
So it could be an opportunity. That door's being opened as well. Batu has to turn to look at it. And well, his sleep paralysis demon wasn't able to take him down. The runway still to go with that second half in the back of their minds. But Apeks, 4-0 beginning. Oh, great start. This time, Durka's the one that's able to find himself the opening. Being punished a lot of the time on this Neon early on. Now a 5v4. And Apeks sent in the other direction. Batu again going to be sneaking his way forward. Looks like there could be some space, but a drone comes in. That's going to be his sneaky play. Spotted and a spam on its way. Up close with the Odin. Seavoff's dealing out death with another and almost takes Governor with him. 4 versus move together and just clear out. They think maybe there's a lurker, someone trying to make that star play, and it was Governor looking for a bit of extra space, but he's caught off with Avova left alone, stunned, and Salvo's blocking him out.
Good luck.
And a bit more utility thrown his way. Yeah, there was no way for him to get back into that site to deny this defuse with 3 players holding it. Would be certain death. And in fact, Dirk
gonna hold a lot of that positioning. Salvos for the post become almost an insta-kill, and Dirk is gonna go hunting, but he's met with only demise. Malzy already clearing one. The spams through will immediately clear out another. In fact, Malzy's just going ham, picking up the kills onto those low players. Not that it matters, hitting the headshots anyway. While Batu will help clear up the mess. It is an in-zone flawless.
Still able to buy. Seavoff, as you said, all alone on this aggressive angle, and they're watching it. They know he can be around here, and getting out an impossibility.
Yeah, the info just not there, and that was almost too easy. Maybe expectation would normally be there's a few more. Safe is the first point of contact. Paranoia will leave him completely blind. Salvo's being expended by either side, forcing them into a fight, but Kicks will win it. It's an immediate rotation though, or at least they're gonna try to sell the idea that it is.
Push up through C. Les has seen no action. He wanted the 1v1 if there was a lurker. Ult committed, luckily canceled at the last second. Durka was rounding the corner, but Les not expected to be that deep. That full containment over this site. The only place they can really be is around Waterfall, so Avova's position shouldn't be that much of a surprise, but he wins the fight anyways, and they know where Les is, dodging the Rolling Thunder. It's a great start for Apeks.
Yeah, they've cleared 2 points of danger. Rolling Thunder was even utilized by this defensive side to get into the site, but there was nobody there. They were being proactive, and from this position, a defuse seems almost impossible. Looking to try and swing them together, and the trade is stellar.
Wonderful stuff. Well,
he looks so savage. Like, you don't want to do the thing. Oh, hello.
Someone is a wonderful start indeed, but Durka is fired up. He'd been weak in the early fights, but the only downside...
Baruz. You throw a drone in on one side of the map, and, well, you don't see any follow-up. You might not rotate, and the fact is, Vitality haven't rotated. It does not matter, though. Save the last man standing on the site. And Seavoff, a little bit...
Feels like he's putting up these phenomenal performances on the smoker roll as well, but look at the firing squad he's running into. Not getting past Fluorescent with a swing like that. Floor sent in. Let's see if the stun lands this time. Well, that's a slightly bigger stun. Oh, but the shots still go Les's way. A punish.
Pretty well. Happy to play super aggressive. Of course, someone who has been on that duelist role in the past. Utility so far hasn't connected. He goes in front of it, in fact, and does exceptionally. 2 quick picks, puts things back into a 3v3, but also buys a lot of time. Kicks back towards that spike. Back in position, but look at the amount of utility that's still remaining. It may not even be needed. Instead, a little bit of body spam from Bat.
Waiting for that peek, a stun, or perhaps a flash. It is indeed ready and waiting, and Dirk is down to 4. Got support from up top if they swing wide, but as Seavoff goes down, there's no need to. There's no pressure as players keep on falling on Vitality's side. Les and Durka desperately low, and Governor takes full advantage of that. From this point, 8-1 down, economy on the brink. And a 2 versus 4. It's tempting to go for. It's tempting to save either way. There's reasons behind the call. With Kicks finding that though, I think that will spur them forward. Push on the back of the stun. Les with a big opportunity. That's a second pickup, but the timer is ticking and the spike set to explode very soon. Back with his antics from Ascent. He didn't take kindly to his body being spammed mid-round. 4 kills and all the way to Haven. But if it's an 8-4 half, it's anyone's guess. And with elimination on the line for Apeks, there's no room to leave things up to chance. Batu delivers onto Safe immediately.
Definitely been struggling a bit. Post plant, rifles available. Well, straight away, Dirk tries to get past Batu, but he hits both as they drop down. What? Okay, Kicks is back on the ground and back being spammed, and only player left is Les. I'm sure Batu's going hunting. He wants that ace.
Upgraded his rifle as well. It's only Les standing in his way, and he will block the ace attempt.
Making sure you have the stinger within that shroud of smoke and allow the further aggression. Safe is getting just caught every single time.
Walked up behind him, and it's a concern for him late round, but they couldn't have walked up behind through the spawn because look at the stack up from Vitality. They've got numbers ready and waiting. Les pushes through his ult, they're not expecting that. They get caught from both sides with a big pinch. Vitality have left it all onto Batu.
Oh, he's not got time. 11 seconds. I think at this stage just throw everything in the kitchen sink at them, but what is even the plan here? Just try and pad the stats a little? I think that's about it. Doesn't even have the spike. Well, it will be the time that ends up doing the work. Vitality.
When they're that wounded dog, when they're in the corner, well, Apeks, they're in the same boat. Facing elimination and 1 map away. So they come in swinging, but Vitality doing just the same. Malsey, he's been there in the opening picks. A little late to the party on this one, but a double puts them back in contention. 2 versus 3. Avova and Malsey watching from the death cams, and they're saying, well, we would have won this. Now it's your time to prove that you can do the same! And Fluorescent answers the challenge. Kicks versus 2. The odds back in Apex's favor.
Surprised Vitality even go for that. You already had a player advantage. You get the spike down, you play post. I feel like this is done. They wanted to get ahead of the curve. They wanted to turn it. Instead, it's left on to Kicks. But he has been clinical already. Apeks are very far ahead. They just need a few rounds here and there. But we have seen many a time on the attack side of this map. He still does well, though.
It's another open
pick found.
But the problem is they ain't got the rifles. They ain't got any weaponry to fight with afterwards. Still.
But has a supportive stun ready and raring to go. Immediately utilized. Avova will pull out the util, but it doesn't matter. Dirk, I think even while stunned, has just spammed away and got rid of that aggressive Omen. The rotation quickly coming in from Fluorescent. And support as well from Governor.
30 seconds left.
The flashes for the retake. They've caught Malsey though. He ends up going down. Kicks the one to get that trade, but Fluorescent quickly on him. 3 versus Vitality gets them a 3v2, and again, damage done onto Safe, but as time keeps on rolling, Salvos come back online. They're now there to play with, but he needs to win the fight up close, and Batu's the one to put him in the dirt.
Yeah, now Les is all that's remaining. Normally cool as a cucumber in these clutch scenarios, and already gets rid of Batu. An isolated fight, a creation of his own doing. Left onto Fluorescent, a chance to get them to double digits. Les playing so passively and down to just a slither of HP. Fluorescent will manage to find the pick. And the spike is not ticking anywhere near quick enough for this to be a problem. Apeks will hit 10.
Talking about economy management, Apeks keen to convert any opportunity that comes their way. Fluorescent, gate crash is gone, has to just take this fight and stick around. Unfortunately, that means a quick trade possible.
Extra onto the B site. Well aware of that potential. Rolling Thunder even going to be used here. Vitality wanting to keep this one as safe as humanly possible, setting up Durka for the opener. And he's going to take that space once again.
Well, Vitality, 4v3, up against Pistols, Tom. And look how aggressive they are. 2 players up close. Paranoia, all that was needed to bring that into Apex's favor. Now a 3v3, a weapon to be recovered as well, and a chance for these defenders. Apeks, they're looking to capitalize on mistakes yet again. But it's still an uphill battle. Ult activated by Durka, spamming through, just looking to tag him up, but we've seen the fire go back in the other direction before! A triple in this round, a double in the post plant, and he'll finish off.
He's now positive in KD. That value worth so much more than just, okay, we kept 4 alive. And there you go again, straight off the back with a pick. This man is feeling it now.
Yeah, I mean, that might just be him going positive in opening duels now.
Ooh.
That's a mistake from Seavoff, and Fluorescent punishes, that's what they needed.
Aftershock as well.
Stunned with the salvos too.
Yeah, it's they need to clear these players so ridiculously fast. Timing for Les couldn't be worse. Wanted to jump spot the angle. Aftershock has been used. Stun from Kicks, needs to find the frags and only going to get the one. It's left all on to safe. That time is ticking so fast. I don't know if they've got this anyway. I think that spike might be going off. It will. They bought enough time with that.
Enough. A fraction of a second.
Yeah.
That is all that it took.
Fair play from Safe. Had his stopwatch out. Fluorescent's going right into the fray. It's the same again. Hero rifle going in this direction. Hit a completely empty A site.
Well, a criticism I had before for Apeks was problem.
No plan.
For this defensive side is now the site is fully theirs, but this could be a mistake. Okay, Governor doesn't put the util out, but he shoots too early. 12 seconds left, and the kills go their way. It's all falling apart for Apeks. Crash saves Fluorescent, but it doesn't save the B site. Overrun. The big ulti put into play. Dirk is caught. He can run. He can move fast, and luckily fast enough to get out of the way. Governor couldn't. At least shrug off that last round somewhat, but they come in without Governor's ultimate, but with Governor, which is a little bit of an upgrade. The fight starts off with Batu falling. No trade from Governor, but it's Fluorescent.
Online. Les, I don't know if he jump spot. No, he's not seen of over.
No, he's close.
Timing here is going to be absolutely everything. Oh, he still wins the battle. Governor has at least managed to get rid of Safe. They'll keep things at least within the realm of possibility, but clearing these players from position is not going to be easy. Aftershock used to buy them time, but also counted out on the other side. A lot of damage being done. Snakebite goes through, but I don't think it's actually gone far enough. It's not gone deep enough. They're able to just defuse in front of it. Seavoff, though, is there to save the day.
That was ridiculous. What a round, man. And to equalize you, to put you 10-10, to hammer home the elimination that Apeks are worried about. And Kicks with the trade.
12. Kicks up there with him. Rolling Thunder set up. It's only a Vova it could connect on, who could escape. And there's the lurk of Les striking again. Governor gone. Fluorescent trades. Oh, Vova's going to try and stick this one out. It's definitely risky, but he will be unstunned, but not unblinded.
But that would be 7 in a row for Vitality by that point. Durka, he is unrelenting, but the stun, the blind, it's all caught him, and he wins. He wins anyways, yeah.
He also got hit then by a Paranoia, as if Governor wasn't being stunned by everything, then also left blind. And they're now just going to the A site. They've walked away. Less happy to just try and hit the timing shot, but ultimately, I was going to say should be punished, will be punished.
Spike planted.
Yeah, it's not exactly another opening duel for Malzy, but it's a huge upgrade as a rifle can now be recovered. And Apeks can approach this together, but look at Vitality. We've seen them hold heaven, we've seen them peak heaven, and now they push heaven. The evolution of this aggression and the success that's going to come with it, we can see plain as day. It's free for Durka. 3 picks, and Malzy returns. He's given the rifle over to Fluorescent, understandably. But hey, Sheriff is the one doing all the damage. And in fact, it needs to do it all with Seavoff standing in his way. 12. Ult for Durka, ult for Seavoff, maybe used late for info. But it's the salvos that Safe is keeping deep into their spawn. It's the stun that will be online to meet them. Kicks' utility has been nigh on perfect so far. Already the numbers thinning out. Avova does his best to pull it back. He's even spotted one, but Seavoff is going to trade places, or at least he was thinking about it. But the spike now being tapped in goes the Snakebite denial again, and they're forced into the angle. The waiting arms of Vitality wrap around.